Yo, what is up, guys? Gen Z here, back with another video. Today, you already know what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a PSA tabletop review. I have the PSA Dagger Compact in front of me here. I did buy this used, so I'm going to have a couple things on it that isn't going to come stock from the factory, including this Baller Pro. This is what it looks like when you get it. You'll have a handy carry bag, have a couple different spare mags from Magpool. I do want to say, if you plan on getting this done, I would plan on having other mags ready, just because I don't personally like the Magpool mags. I think their quality could be a little better. But when it comes to this gun, you have a lot of variation and options that you can use for magazines. This does take Glock magazines, a variety of different Glock magazines. So I have a couple here that you can take. This is obviously an extended mag, 30 round from, I'm not really sure how you say that, Scherer. I'm sure people are pretty familiar with that brand. I know they make the extended Chris Vector mags. Then here we have two Glock 19 mags that are OEM. These are also cross-compatible with the compact dagger, as well as the full-size dagger. Fits super well. I honestly would go with, if you don't want the FDE, obviously go with something else, but the Glock 19 mags have ran very well for me. Something I do really like about this gun that they hadn't done with Glocks is this little single fender groove right here. Compared to the Glock 19X, that's just smooth right there. Let me go ahead. I really do like the differences that they have in the handle here. It just feels extremely smooth on your hand. Feels really nice when you're shooting it, as well as the grip texture. I think it's some type of stippling. Very nice. Feels like it fits your palm extremely well. The back of the grip as well is super nice. You can see it's got that kind of rounded curvature where your palm goes. It's not as pointed out as the one on the Glock 19. Way more noticeable on the PSA Dagger than it is on the 19X. Show those side by side. Something I do really like is that these do have the tritium night sights. So for a gun that comes around at $400, I think it's pretty nice that they have tritium glow sights, as well as the dagger coming with steel sights. Don't have steel sights, are usually polymer or plastic. Most guns, I feel like, especially even around this price point. Something also that they did is gave us front and rear slide serrations, which is something you don't see until Gen 5s on Glocks. The PSA Dagger does have a triple safety. They have the fender safety, and then it's two internal safeties. I don't really know all about the internal safeties yet. This is the compact version. There is a full size that I believe is 3.7 inches. Very nice guns. I've ran both. When I run this one, I definitely shoot extremely accurate for something straight out of the box. I would definitely say it's pretty accurate. It doesn't have surgical accuracy, obviously, but for something that you can pick up for $400, some of them even have, I would say, MOS versions with the optic plate cuts, threaded barrel, and suppressor height sights. Those are extremely nice. It'd be cool to just get something for around $450 and slap an optic on it. You really can't get better than that. As for reliability, I have not put more than 500 rounds through this weapon, but I do know from seeing other content creators that I trust and other content creators online that are pretty reputable that the PSA Dagger is extremely reliable. I've seen somebody that has claimed to put over 5,000 rounds through theirs. As long as you keep these guns clean and you do your maintenance every time you shoot them, I really don't see how such a simple system could, have any options of failure. Everything's put together pretty well. If you know PSA, they're a pretty reputable brand for the price. They just dropped the new PSA Jackal, which I'm extremely interested in. So if you're looking for a budget weapon to carry, I know I did the review on the RXM, which is a pretty similar gun. Only real major differences are going to be the frame and how they did the optic system, because these are around the same price points, but this has a optic plate. For the compact, it is the same size as the Ruger RXM. So this is claimed to be the compact dagger when there's a full size as well, but the Ruger RXM is already, the same size. So I would claim that the Ruger is a compact carry. As far as parts go for the dagger is basically a Glock 19 Gen 3. Most of the parts are interswappable, and if not, all you have to do is tweak a few certain things, and most of the parts will fit. I've seen a lot of really cool custom daggers. PSA really has a lot of options if you want to go with slides, attachments, comps, literally anything that you could think of. PSA is pretty well. Something I do like that they added on the dagger that's not on most Glocks is this little hole right here where you can grab the magazine in case it's not being ejected. So if you've ever had a stuck magazine, which usually happens with these cheap mags, just reach in there, put your thumb in there, and make sure to really yank it out. I think that's really neat in case you have any malfunctions, especially if you're carrying this. I don't think you should get into too many situations where you're going to need to dump a whole mag and then your life or death depends on if you can get the mag out. Hopefully that's never a thing, but you know, in case it does happen, it's right there. Another thing I do like about the Dagger is they kind of did a flared magwell here. It doesn't really cover the entire magwell, but say you were to accidentally hit the front lip here, it would still just slide right in, no problems. So I do like that they added that little guide rail, I'd say. Same with how they filled in this back area right here. I believe the Glock 19 has the same fill-in. So you could add you probably add your own magwell just by that part right there. I know Glock 19s, they have the ability to take that, they take this little leash holder out and you can replace it with a magwell, which is pretty nice. Something I would recommend, I know I already covered this, 100% have different mags for this, because when it comes from the factory, it comes with Magpul mags. And I'm not going to say there's something wrong with Magpul, because I do vouch for the RXM, which is a Magpul collab, but when I'm running the PSA, I would say the 19X OEM mags are just so much cleaner. They run so much smoother. I don't have any malfunctions with them. I don't have any ammo misfeeding, nothing wrong with it. So I definitely would go with any type of aftermarket mags that you want to fit. You do have a lot of options. This 30 round that I showed earlier, go ahead and show that. It clicks in, fits nice and well. Absolutely ridiculous. Hopefully you guys would only use this for range purposes, you know. You do have the extended 24 round mag that also fits on it. I'm not sure exactly which mags from which Glock fit. I know it's going to be Glock 17, Glock 19, Glock 43, Glock, yeah, I'm not sure what all the numbers are, but obviously 9mm, it needs to be a 9mm Glock mag. You can't go slap a 45 ACP mag in here, but for the tabletop review price, I would say this is one of the best well-rounded price guns for reliability and shooting purposes. If I were to go back and choose whether or not I was going to get that or get a full size, me personally, I would get the full size just because my hands are a little bigger and I like the size of a full size gun. Most of my guns are somewhat compact carry guns, just like the Sig Sauer. This is actually the compact version of this weapon that they made, the M17 being the full size. I would say this one definitely feels a lot smaller in my hands than my other compact carry guns. With that being said, the Dagger has probably one of the best frames that I like out of any handgun that I have, just because of the sideways stippling, and the finger groove right there feels extremely nice when you're gripping it. Same way to take it apart as a Glock. Pretty easy. Decompress these, pull the slide forward. I don't want to do that on YouTube. They did a little twitchy. Basically everything runs the same as a Glock. People want to say it's a Glock clone this, Glock clone that. It's really just a simple design. You can't say everything like that as a Glock clone just because it's simple and runs nice. But I would say compared to a Glock, you're getting a little bit less of the quality just because, you know, the price point. For someone that needs something to carry, needs something reliable, something that is not going to completely break the bank, the Dagger is one of the best handguns out there. When you get it, you do get these papers right here. I believe it comes with some stickers. You get your True Glow warranty, how to run the optics. You get your sticker, obviously, pretty cool sticker. And then your instruction manual for the weapon. It'll teach you how to clean it, teach you all about the parts, teach you about assembly, locking it, all the safety options, how to use the trigger guard, pretty much everything you can know. And then comes with slide stop, so if you ever have this and you're transporting it somewhere that, you know, isn't allowed to have weapons out, you just slide that right in there, and then you close the stop on it. That way it shows that your barrel is clear. And then it should come with 2 mags. I believe some of the systems come with 3 or 4 mags just because of the holders that they have in there. Like I said, I bought this used from a gun store, so what I got was what the owner had in the bag before. I do really like that they added this carry case option for when you're going to the range. You just lock your gun up right here, put your mags in, zip it up, and then you have a really nice carrying bag. Nice material. It's got a hard outside so you don't damage anything. Super nice for the price. I believe I paid $410 for this. And the bag, the extended mag, everything combined. Super nice weapon. Like I said, the customization options on PSA are absolutely ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen any company have so many options to customize your gun from the factory. I know I've seen fully built, you know, threaded barrels, suppressor height sight, optic plates. I've seen ported slides. I've seen just a bunch of custom things that PSA allows you to get from the factory, which is pretty neat because most companies won't do that for story. If I was to compare this to the Ruger RXM, I would say that the RXM has not gone through enough testing as to Dagger has, because the Dagger's been around for a little longer, so people, you know, they've done their durability testing. Dagger's a little more reputable than RXM just because the RXM's a newer gun, so we will see over time kind of the battle of the budget guns. I am thinking about doing a series of versus, so I'd probably do the Dagger versus the RXM, and I'd kind of go over the pros and cons of each and which one you should pick. I do believe that the Dagger, as of right now, would probably be a better choice if you were looking to get more of a reliability and more of a long-term purchase thing for your money. As time passes, we could see the RXM become more of a popular gun than the Dagger, but I've seen the Dagger everywhere. Everybody that has their Dagger loves it. They love the customization options, like I said, and it's just a pretty well-rounded, loved gun. So go ahead and drop a like and a comment down below if you guys want to see this compared to the Ruger RXM, which we just picked up this year. Other than that, if you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Have a good day.